Channel 12 on Fox Eastern Carolina.
She does not represent anything that they stand for.
Keep giving money to senators and buying your way into the position. Shame! Shame! Shame!
Elected officials and cabinet members are feeling a backlash tonight. Angry voters around the nation flooded GOP town halls, even forcing some cancellations.
As Andy Rose reports, protesters in Washington blocked newly confirmed Education Secretary Betsy DeVos from entering a school.
Things don't seem to be getting any easier for Betsy DeVos. Days after being confirmed as the new Secretary of Education, protesters blocked her from entering a public school in Washington, D.C. Friday morning. DeVos arrived at Jefferson Middle School Academy, where she was greeted by demonstrators, some of whom kept her from entering the school. One protester even walked beside her, shouting,
"Go back! Shame! Shame! Shame!"
as she got into an SUV and drove off. DeVos was able to enter the school later and meet with students and faculty. CNN affiliate WJLA reported the Washington Teachers Union organized the protest, but that union members were not the ones blocking her entry. Some witnesses say DeVos was almost knocked to the ground at one point, though it wasn't clear by whom. DeVos was one of Trump's most controversial appointments and was strongly opposed by Senate Democrats during her confirmation process.
If you cannot be a champion for public schools, you should not be Secretary of Education.
You can't say definitively today that guns shouldn't be in schools?
Well, I will refer back to Senator Enzi and the school that he was talking about in Wapiti, Wyoming. I think probably there, I would imagine that there's probably a gun in the school to protect from potential grizzlies.
Vice President Mike Pence cast a historic tie-breaking vote in the Senate Tuesday to get DeVos confirmed. I'm Andy Rose reporting.
Meantime, hundreds came out in New York today to protest President Trump's travel ban. That's despite the ruling yesterday to block the ban. Trump's chief of staff says he expects new executive orders to be enacted soon.
I'm meteorologist Johnny Cox, and across Eastern Carolina tonight, we've seen a few clouds float through. It's hampered some of you from getting to see the eclipse out there tonight. But again, these clouds should break up and move on out as we go through the nighttime. Temperatures mainly right around that 40-degree mark right now, and actually starting to show signs of heading back up. So that's what I'm expecting in the overnight, a little bit of warming, and then tomorrow we warm up quite a bit. Hour by hour tomorrow morning, take a look at this. We'll even be in the middle 40s by the time we kick off the morning, into the low 50s by about 8 o'clock tomorrow morning. Sunshine returns tomorrow. I think you'll like that forecast. I'll show you how long this warm up and the sunshine sticks around. That's coming up in about 10 minutes.
A parent's worst nightmare tonight. A mother is mourning the loss of her 4-year-old daughter. Orange County deputies say the woman accidentally ran over her child, killing her. They say she was leaving to pick up another child at a bus stop. When she put the car in reverse, she realized the rear door was open and she had run over her daughter. EMS worked for about 30 minutes trying to save the girl.
Message to everyone is to hold on to that which is precious to you, because it can be taken away in an instant, and you can't get it back.
Authorities are calling this a freak accident. No charges will be filed.
A crash involving a school bus and an SUV leaves one person dead and several injured in our state. The crash happened in Catawba County today. An eyewitness says the SUV crossed the center line and the bus driver tried to avoid the crash. The SUV driver was killed. The 5 people on the bus had no serious injuries.
We have new information now on the Hope County animal shelter owner facing child pornography and animal cruelty charges. Stephen Spear pleaded for mercy in court today, saying, quote, "It's not like I was murdering someone." Spear also wasted no time asking for a bond reduction. Instead, the judge raised his bond to $1 million, citing his previous child porn charges in Cumberland County. Spears could spend the rest of his life behind bars if convicted.
We have a sad update for you tonight. A bald eagle found shot in Bertie County last week has died. The bald eagle was found with 5 wounds and multiple fractures. The bird underwent a 5-hour surgery at the Cape Fear Raptor Center. It died while recovering from that surgery. The center posted on Facebook that the doctor and rehabbers fought valiantly to save him, but he succumbed to his injuries. They also said they appreciated everyone's concern for the bird, and they had all fallen in love with him.
It's a weapon that helps revive people who overdose on heroin and other drugs, and it's the latest tool getting into the hands of newborn police and fire tonight. News Channel 12 Shelvia Dancy explains how Narcan works.
This was taken Thanksgiving 2015, and that's my daughter Destiny.
She's come a long way since then.
She celebrated a year clean on January 29th.
The photos on Sandy's shelf show the smiles, but she can tell you all about the heartache.
1 minute everything's okay, and the next minute, you don't know if they're going to make it or not.
It's a heartache that families across Eastern Carolina know too well, the pain of drug addiction. More than 30,000 deaths nationwide linked to opioids. In New Bern, there's a new weapon in the battle.
Narcan is just an antidote for heroin, any type of opioid.
He says New Bern police will have it too, about 45 officers.
The product we're going to be using is a nasal application. It's just no different than a nasal spray. It's got the milligrams set on it. You squirt it up the person's nose.
The website is cravenhope.org.
Sandy is now part of a support group for parents, heroin opioid prevention education. Some of them have lost children to an overdose. Sandy's daughter pulled through rehab in Florida, never had to use Narcan, but she did watch friends lose their lives. Sandy says support from family, the community, is key.
Just to have somebody else who understands that can really help you get through those very difficult times. Unless you live it, it's really hard to understand.
And the chief tells me that 3 or 4 times a month, the fire department is called to the scene of an overdose. The last one happened just 2 weeks ago. New Bern Police Fire and Rescue will start using Narcan in about 1 month.
Powerful weapon there, Shelvia. According to the Centers for Disease Control, there were 52,000 drug OD deaths in the U.S. last year. That is an increase over the years.
Winterville police need your help to identify a person of interest in a larceny. Investigators say someone stole 9 welders like the one you see on your screen from the Roberts Company in Winterville. They're worth a total of $18,000. The Roberts Company is offering a reward up to $1,000 for information leading to the recovery of the welders or for the arrest of the person responsible. If you know anything, call Winterville Police.
Well, we are in a military community, and you might hear some gunfire and helicopter activity this weekend if you live near Piney Island in Carteret County. U.S. Army helicopter operations will conduct exercises at Bombing Target 11. Navy special boat teams will operate on Cherry Point waterways and conduct surface direct live fire training in the Pamlico Sound next week. And all this will happen as late as midnight each night. Boaters should remain clear of restricted areas, bombing targets 9 and 11 around Piney Island and the western part of the Pamlico Sound.
A mudslide hit part of our state. The impact so powerful it bent a guardrail and caused a road to shut down.
And later tonight, we remember a local man who died when his truck veered off a bridge in Virginia.
And around the region, here's what we're looking at temperature-wise. Near 40 degrees right now, but we'll start a slight little warm-up overnight. I think you're going to like the weekend. That complete detail on those forecast temperatures coming up.